All right, you guys, happy Thursday night. I hope that you are all doing so wonderful and have had a good week. My family has been fighting COVID, so it has been a rough one around here. But I'm on the mend and feeling better. But now just trying to get the rest of my family healthy. So I'm actually grateful for a new week coming in hopes that it can just be a better week. If that even makes sense. So, first, we're going to have Mel go ahead and do her devotion. And then Mel is the first person on our team this month to get her 4-in-1 and complete her first section of the bonus. And so, I've asked her to give us 3 tips tonight, her top 3 tips of what has helped her accomplish her 4-in-1. And then we're going to go to some kind of boring talk a little bit with me on some compliance things. And just because I know we have a lot of new people that have joined the business, and I just want to make sure that we are all doing what we are supposed to be doing and making sure that we're in compliance with the company. And so we're just going to kind of go over a few things with that. And but I'll have Mel start us off with just a little bit of faith, and then what her top 3 tips are, because she is killing the game right now.
Okay, unmute. All right, so if you want to know the truth, I came up here to get logged on, and my computer decided to update, and my iPad was downstairs. Anyways, I just got logged in, got it all situated, and now it's telling me it has 10%. So if you don't think that the devil ain't fighting you, he will. Okay. So, anyways, I wanted to share with you a little bit of my devotional from yesterday. I thought it was really good. And if you didn't watch the Stephen Furtick message that I posted 2 days ago, I believe, it is really, really, it felt like he was just speaking to my soul. He was talking about the never and the now, and how we see in the Bible where it would say never, like you would think it would say never, but it said now. And so it was really good. You had to listen to it to really get it, because I'm definitely not the communicator that Stephen Furtick is, but just saying. So back to my devotional from yesterday, I thought it was really good, and it went right along with that message. This is just the end of it, but it said, God says you are a minister, you. Moreover, you are a missionary, because you are on a mission for God wherever you are. You are a soldier of the gospel in the great battle. In the church, it's not a cruise ship where we go to be served and entertained. It's a battleship, and every soldier is needed to man their battle stations. What is your battle station? And, in this business, we can all get caught up in it's not working for me, or maybe I'm not sure if it's going to work for me. And you can get yourself into this mindset that, well, it didn't work for me yet, so I'm just going to give up. Or like we see people all the time, they'll start, and then the first time of adversity or something that comes along, instead of pushing through, they just quit. And Mel and I have been doing this for 3 years. And that might seem like a huge time for you guys, because a lot of you are very new, but it's really flown by because we don't have the mindset of giving up. We have the mindset of pushing through. And so we've seen the ups and the downs and the crazy turns in this business. But if you just keep the now and not the never, then you will be able to succeed in this business. So in any business right now, in any business, there's adversity, there's craziness. Mel's seeing it at the hospital. David's seeing it at Walmart. Like there's adversity in any small business, especially because of the circumstances of the world. So keep pushing. You got this. We're pushing right along beside you, and we're not giving up on you. So don't give up on us. All right. So the top tips, you guys, I honestly, I know you hear people say this, but consistency is, I mean, I'm just telling you, 3 years in, you're not going to have the same exact things that I'm going to have, but consistency will help your business no matter what you do and when you start and when you don't start or when you restart. So consistency 100% is key. Some of the tips that I will give you that's been helping me is I follow up the next day. So if I have a customer that is considering, then I don't wait till Friday. Especially if I've sent them the application or a cart, which I know some of you do both. Some of you might do one or the other. I normally do a cart, but if they don't order, then I follow up the next day. Hey girl, I didn't see your order yet. I just want to make sure that the cart went through. Sometimes they expire, because they do. Sometimes they will expire. And so, do you need me to send you a new cart, or can I help you get started? It's just that simple. And so following up the next day, then if they still don't answer you, then I wait until Friday and I'll follow up on Friday. Okay. So that's my first tip. My second tip is show before and afters when you're in a conversation with somebody, because people want to see real people's before and afters. So I'll use males a lot. I use Cindy on our team. She sent me an after today. She is down 50 pounds, taking 2 gummies a day, 50 pounds. And she sent me a picture. So I'm telling you, show real people results. If you don't have those, let us know. We will help you find some and get some. Mel has hers, all the things. If you have your own, that's better. I don't always share my own because I'll be honest with you, my struggle is I struggle. I struggle with my weight, and I do this number all the time. But I know that when I stay consistent with the products as well, that I'm doing better. So show real before and afters. And then the last thing is upsell, because you need more volume now than you ever have to get your 4-in-1. And so always ask, especially if you send them an application or they give you their information to enter the order, then turn around and say, depending on what they have, it looks like there's a special here. I don't have the wording right in front of me, but there's this wording that we have for upsell. There's a special going on. You can get the cleanse and the skinny brew or whatever to go along with your gummies. Would you be interested? And the other thing that I say on the upsell is you can use it for 1 month or all 3 months, because that is a huge thing for people, because they may know that they have $100 right now, but they may not know that they'll have $100 the next 2 months, but they know, okay, I'm going to have enough for the gummies. Right. So, just make sure that you're using that to upsell products, because that will help you get your 4-in-1 even quicker. So those are my tips.
No, thank you. I love that. And let me just ask you before you get off, where are you getting your sales from? Like, is it from Host to Posting? Like, where are most of your sales coming from? Host to Posting?
It's mainly Host to Post. And then some people will reach out to me. Like I've had a few people reach out just because I am very consistent on how I post. I post a scripture, and then I post something personal normally. And then I put a product post, and then I put a business post. So 4 posts a day throughout your day. But you don't have to do 4. You don't have to do 4, but at least 2 to 3.
No, that's good. That's really good. I don't do 4. I'm, this is why Mel and I balance each other so well. She is like, tick, 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 and me, I'm all over the freaking place. So I have to plan and set alarms instead of freaking posts. I don't do 4 just because I literally the day flies by and I just don't remember. But typically I do 2 to 3 consistently. And so and just like Mel said, when you're consistent, people do start coming to you. I had somebody that messaged me yesterday. I love seeing your weight loss stories. Love them. What are you doing? Talk to me about it. And so, that's when those people, when you are that consistent with your own results and story on your page, then people are watching, trust me. So today we are going to talk a little bit, just kind of some boring things, but things you may not have heard before, or just may not have known. So we had a compliance issue with somebody on our team this week. And when I say compliance issue, I know that sounds weird to say, because if you're in the workforce or in the world, you hear having to stay in compliance for different things, whatever your job is. Okay. So we have different things that we have to live and stand by in the medical field. And I'm sure it's the same for each one of your external jobs. Okay. Well, it's the same thing here with It Works. When we signed an agreement as a distributor, we agreed to represent them correctly and well. And with that comes some rules. And so if you have any questions about anything that I talk about tonight, you can actually read it all for yourself in your eSuite, and under Document Library. There is a document that's called Policies and Procedures. Okay, it's a very long document. It's not exciting to read, but it does explain everything that I'm talking about very clearly, just so that you can kind of read it for yourself and understand what is on there. But we had a distributor this week who got flagged by compliance by not representing the company correctly. And they take this very, very seriously. And we're going to kind of go through what some of those things were that she misrepresented the company for. And they are simple things that sometimes we all do. And we just all need to get on track on representing the company correctly. And what ended up happening is her account got completely deleted, because that's how serious they take that. And so I don't want that to happen to any of you. And so part of what Mel and I have been doing when we've been giving you these posts every day for this month has been trying to teach you how to post with original and authenticity. Okay. And I think we've preached that over and over and over again, because when you're real and authentic and you're that's what people identify with, and that's what people see. And so when we do different things like copying and pasting from other teams or spammy addy posts, you can get caught into a wheel of, number one, it's easy. Okay. Sometimes these tasks that we're giving you guys are not always easy. You guys, some of you had to go to the gas station today. I'm sorry, I have COVID. I did not go outside, but, some of them aren't easy. Okay. They require some work. And so what has happened in the past for some of these spammy posts that we were doing was it was not giving correct, information about the company. And so that's why we've tried to take a whole spin as a more group in trying to teach you originality and authenticity when you're posting. And so what has happened is that I'm just going to kind of go down a list, okay? When we were using before and after pictures, the one thing the company is very strong on is using before and after pictures that are approved by corporate. Okay, so when you see the before and after pictures, they have the white border around it. They have the products listed underneath it with a statement underneath it. Okay, on that statement, it's legal jargon that smarter people than we do say. Not everybody gets these results, is what it says, but it's the corporate approved white covered before and after picture, okay, that has how many days that was and what product it is. It's not just random side-by-side pictures. That could be anybody. Okay, so that's number one that needs to be shared on your page, so you can get flagged for non-corporate before and afters. Okay, and these are simple things that you could lose your account over, like I was talking about, like this girl lost her account this week. But what happened, and another thing I'm going to touch on. When corporate flags your account, they look through your whole feed from now we're talking about months. She got pictures of things from March. They send it via email. And they ask you to fix the situation. So they ask you to delete those posts that were, misrepresented. So like they asked you to delete the pictures of old before and after pictures. I'm using as an example. And then you reply back to them that it is done. Well, unfortunately, she missed all the emails. And that's why her account got shut down. And so you just want to make sure that you're not just spamming all It Works stuff, that you guys are making sure you're looking through your all mail or your spam mail at least once a week. So in case that does happen and you do get flagged, you do see that. One thing that, some people fly by the seat of their pants, and you'll see even top leaders. You'll see some people that you look up and they're like, look up to, and they're like, well, they do this. This is the post I got from them. This is the post I got from them. And that is fine. Maybe they haven't gotten flagged by compliance, but right now this is our third person on our team in the last 6 months that has been flagged by compliance. And what happens is when one of our team makes the choice to post and do that, guess who they're all friends with? All of us. Okay, so what that means is then it flags compliance to start looking at our accounts. So this is not just about you, it's about us as a team as well. And so Mel and I this week, and I'm going to keep going through a couple of just examples so that you can just have this in your mind. The posted days that we've been giving you, or the ideas, definitely do not flag compliance at all, because again, they're original content. It's all authentic and real. It's not the spammy posts, but what Mel and I are going to do is we're going to be looking through people that are active in the group. I'm kind of going through your accounts and flipping back through there and just kind of giving you a heads up of some things that we see that may be compliance issues, and that way you can go ahead and delete them. Because what's going to end up happening with this girl's account is, now that it's been flagged by compliance most recently, again, those of us that are friends with her, they might be looking and drawn to our account. So we want to help you guys catch that before they actually go through and find something. Okay. So another thing is claims. They are very big on claims of products. So we have 3 products that are clinically proven, okay, which means they went through a clinical trial and they actually have clinical proof that they work, okay? We have 38 other products that aren't clinically proven. They did not go through those clinical trials. Doesn't mean that they don't work, but when you make a claim that something is clinically proven, it can only be 3 products. Okay, so you can't say the neck cream is clinically proven to reduce fine lines and wrinkles over 30 days. You can say that it reduces fine lines and wrinkles, but you can't say it's clinically proven. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's just, again, small wording differences. The 3 products that we have that are clinically proven are the gummies, and then our Skinny Brew and our ThermaFight X. And the reason Skinny Brew and ThermaFight X are is because of the green phytosome that is in both of those is a clinically proven weight loss ingredient that was in clinical trials. So those are our 3 clinically proven products. Only one of those, the one with green phytosome, which is our Skinny Brew and our ThermaFight, is proven to lose average of 31 pounds in 90 days. Okay, so our gummies is not clinically proven to do that. And so that's where you'll see some debate in wordage. And you may have even posted that before, that the gummies will help you lose 31 pounds. Now, Kathy, like Melanie shared, is an anomaly, losing 50 pounds. I think in 6 months has it been 6 months? Yeah, in 6 months. With the gummies, it's great. It's a great product. It's a fantastic product, but it is not clinically proven. There's verbiage for 31 pounds in 90 days. That is only our green phytosome products, which is the Skinny Brew and the ThermaFight X. Okay, am I making sense about how sometimes this verbiage can kind of like get mixed up? And then they look at that and they're like, ding, ding, ding. And the last thing you want to do is work so hard for an account in a company and then have to lose that. And so we just want to protect you guys. And these are simple things that we can fix. You know what I'm saying? Like this is not like end of the world stuff. This is all stuff that we can fix and do right. Another thing is just when you're looking at your wording, one of the posts that I saw on Defining Gel that was given last month with some Defining Gel pictures was talking about what Defining Gel does. And it listed on there that it helps brighten tattoos, it helps with eczema, it had like 10 things that it was listed that Defining Gel does. Well, if you look at what Defining Gel does on the product info, it is for lessening cellulite, and tightening and toning. That is all that is mentioned on the product info that Defining Gel does. Now, we know Defining Gel is great for sunburn. We know that it helps with eczema. It helps my family with eczema. We know that it brightens tattoos. We know all these things, but that's not what the product information says. Okay, does that make sense? And so that when you're posting about it, you can't include that list of 10 things. Yes, we know it helps with that. You can share. If you use Defining Gel, I can share that I use it on my eczema and my own like before and afters and things like that. I can share some of that personally, my own personal story, because that doesn't flag. I read that today. Let me see if I can find the.
Or if we word it, it might help with.
It has to be personal. So like everything that was said in the policies and procedures, and you guys can go through and read it. It's under the advertising department and policy and procedures, but it says it has to be personal. So you have to have personally had that experience with it. You can't say it might help or it might be. When you're advertising about the product, it has to be what is specifically listed on the product info flyer. Okay, and you can find all of that information. If you just go into your eSuite under orders, all your products pop up. If you just click on any product below it, there'll be a blue box that's a highlighted. You can click on it and the product info sheet pops up, and everything on there is listed. And so you can kind of make some notes on maybe some frequent products that you use that you promote to make sure that you're promoting correctly. Does that make sense?
I just wanted to make completely sure.
Yeah, no, it just has to be you personally.
I didn't want to mess up.
You're not messing up. And to be honest with you, you guys, you're not going to mess up the way we're teaching you to post. I mean, I'm just what we're seeing is that we haven't had 100% participation from our team on these challenges. Okay. And so I as a leader can't let what happened to one of our girls this week go by without addressing it as a whole with the whole team, because even though your leadership is trying to teach you guys how to do the right, correct posting and make sure that you guys are doing correctly and getting your business out there correctly and what's helped to make us successful and not get flagged by compliance. There are still, I'm seeing accounts every single day that are posting the wrong way. And so unfortunately, that affects all of us because we're friends with them too, and compliance could hit them as well. They aren't going to hit me, I can tell you that, but we're just trying to make sure that you guys are on the up and up and that we're training you correctly, because we want you to go out and be successful. And we definitely don't want to have any issues. So anyway, so that's really about those are the things like I talked about that are the things to watch out for, making sure you're using authentic, real before and afters, making sure that you're only making claims about the ones, clinically proven claims about the ones that we talked about, and that you're just watching your wording, that it is basically depicting what the product info sheet says. All I have to say in all of this is to go back to post about what you know and what you use. How long was I muted? That is crazy. It just muted itself. It said, I don't
was
want
just for a second.
It's like, I don't want to hear you anymore. Anyway, all I have to say is just you share what you use. That's really what it comes down to. And that's what's going to make this easier. Okay. You don't have to sit here and sell anything else if you don't want to. Sell what you use and sell what you like and sell what works for you. Okay. What works for me may be different than what works for Bridget, what works for Megan, what works for Dash, for Angela and Tracy and Mel. But just talk about what that is. That consistency in those products that you personally use every single day is what's going to draw people back to you. And you're going to know these products back and forth. And you're going to have your own personal, which is everything in the verbiage that I've read, your own personal results. And then be consistent about getting your before and afters posted, corporate approved. And that's something I've been terrible about. And I'm going to start taking that, to start setting up and doing a new set of before and afters for myself, because I have pictures that aren't, I have older pictures. And they have to be like in the same area, the same side view, the same, your body has to be in the same positions. But In your Connect app, you can submit your pictures for corporate before and afters, and then you have your own corporate approved stuff. Now, that doesn't mean you can't share your own personal before and afters that aren't corporate approved. That everything I'm showing is sharing that, as long as your own personal stuff, that you can share your own personal results. It's just making sure that you're not sharing other stuff. But the reason why I say that for me is when you guys are sharing my results on your pages, okay, that they aren't corporate approved. So when you're sharing my results, like Mel says she does, share them in a message, not necessarily on your page. And I know that recently I did give you guys a non-corporate approved picture to share. And so I just wanted to reiterate that to make sure, that's my fault. I did give that to you guys. But that is something too that we need to be careful of when you're sharing my pictures on your pages, because they aren't corporate approved. So I will work on getting some corporate approved ones together, so that you guys can have those of my own results. So does anybody have any questions about any of this? I know this is like boring and weird and kind of heavy, but I just want to make sure that we, as we're going, this is a great time at the beginning of the year to make sure that we're just doing the right thing, that we're posting and learning and doing the right thing. Any questions? Any questions about anything in general? No? Listen, I just want you guys to know, while you're thinking, how incredibly proud of you guys that I am, that I have just seen you guys stepping up with these challenges and doing, and the creativity that I'm seeing and the consistency. It's just blowing my mind. And now, I'm just incredibly proud of you. Now we move on to the next step. Just like, I know that several of you missed last week and I just posted it, but the next step is that daily consistency in the behind the scenes stuff. And once you nail that all down, it's all going to fall together. I mean, literally, it will all fall together. And like I said, I'm a hot mess. Mel's like a freaking, train. She's like the consistent beast. That is not me. That's just not my personality. Everybody's different. This is why we work this business well together, because she picks up where I leave off. But it's just you have to figure out with your personality, number one, give yourself grace. I have to give myself grace all the freaking time. I'm like, I'm such an idiot. Like, why can't I freaking remember this? But I have to set alarms. And that's what works for me, you guys, is setting an alarm and making tasks small and doing small tasks throughout the day that are quick, and that don't make me get bored, because I get bored. I don't want to sit down for 2 hours and work the business. I don't want to sit down for an hour and work the business. Some of you may love that. I need 5 minutes to sit there and send out a couple messages and then move on. And that's mostly just because I'm chasing a baby around the house and I need something that I can do real quick. Because usually even on the toilet, I have someone at my feet. So, and so like, it's just life. And so I need something that I can do, and quick increments, throughout the day, because that's just my stage in life. And so don't sit there and be afraid that you can't do stuff every day, because trust me, if I can accomplish it throughout the day, you can accomplish it too. And, looking at enrollments for the team, you're not going to enroll. Yes, we're teaching you the correct way to post. And yes, we may have a couple people coming to us, but that's not where all Mel's and I's sales come from. They come from host posting. And if you aren't host posting and getting in on that, that is where the bread and butter is. If it's not, I hear excuses of it's not working for me. It's not working for me. It's a numbers game. It's putting it out there all the time and building your network and growing it over and over and over and over again. So just getting it out there. And so I challenge you to take 30 days and just host post like a crazy person. If you're in the January push group, they challenged people to use Instagram today. And it always surprises me when I use Instagram, because I don't use Instagram a ton for host to post, but how many host posts I get up on Instagram when I do challenges like that. So don't be afraid to use all platforms to host posts, because you just never know what you don't get on one, you may get on the other. Even if you have 10 people on Instagram, you can ask all those 10 people. Because I did not have an Instagram when I started this business, and I've slowly grown it. And it's just, it's a different platform for me. I love Facebook. But anyway, any other questions, you guys? All right, listen, keep killing it. Keep doing. I'm so proud of you. And like I said, work on the behind the scenes stuff. Megan, welcome to the team. Really glad to have you and excited. And I know Mel's going to get you host to posting quickly because she usually does. And just go with it. Just run with it. You know, like don't be afraid. Just go all in. Take quitting off the table and you'll be a lifer like we are. So, all right. Love you guys. Have a good night.